Alright, today I'm going to be looking at the last round game from the Dublin tournament. It's been a while since I've posted. Had stuff to do and played in another tournament, but I had to make sure I get this last recap in. But today's game, going in, we were 3 wins, 3 losses, just won the morning game. And we were facing about, I don't know, he was about, let's say, like that late high school range to early college. It could have been like anywhere between 16 to 19. But he was rated 1789, and at the time I was unrated, but after the tournament and everything, I'm now rated 1645, and this is officially the strongest opponent I've ever faced. So I was pretty excited, but also pretty nervous coming into the game. And he started with e4. I was happy to see that, and I actually debated for quite some time whether to go for knight f6 and go for an Alekhine's, or just play e5. And I ultimately decided to go for e5. And then after his second move, I actually instantly regretted it. He played the Vienna. And I just don't have great success against the Vienna. I don't know what it is. It's pretty similar to the King's Gambit, which is what I play, but I don't know. I guess the slight differences have destroyed me. But yeah, I wish I could have went back in time. And after the game, me and the opponent talked, and he said he would have went into Alekhine lines, but none of that happened. So I went with bishop c5. I tend to play this line because I like to play d6 against the Vienna or the King's Gambit. So I like to get my bishop out before first thing, just so when d6 is played, the bishop's not shut in back there. But he played the boy variation, which I think is pretty common for the most part, but I wasn't sure in the game what to do. I was kind of panicking, and I was spending a lot of time, and I just played a normal ass move in knight f6, and I'm pretty sure he just played a normal move, open up the bishop, protect the healthy pawn in the center, and then I played h6, which is what I tend to play in these situations when I plan on playing on d6, just because this bishop will no longer be able to move back, and when this bishop, so if, let's say I did go here instead, this bishop comes, and you can play like this, like I think it's fine, but I just think it's annoying to never be able to move my knight and always, I don't know, it's just something I don't really feel like dealing with. So instead of that, I played h6, and he just played bishop e3 right away. And I think I took a little bit of time deciding what to do here, but ultimately I did decide to just damage the structure, take the bishop. I'm giving him an extra center pawn, but maybe in the long run it'll hurt him. I just play a normal move, d6. Now that my dark square bishop is gone, we'd love to put all the pawns on dark squares. Have most of that accomplished right now. 6 of the 8. And he played a normal developing move, got both his knights out, and then here's where I did something I wouldn't expect I would do. I decided, and I think this game, the theme was I needed to be a bit more patient. I instantly, oh well, my bad. I guess I made that move first, but some developing moves. But yeah, here's where I made the decision to just go right at him, and he instantly provokes, and I had put my bishop there full well knowing that I was going to take the knight, and I was expecting him to take back with the g-pawn, and I basically decided that in this position the knights will be better than the bishop just because there's a lot of pawns on the board. You give a lot of chances to maneuver, but I figured late game it could give him some prospects. But I developed my queen here. Actually I didn't. Oopsie. I need to like actually know these games, but it actually makes sense too. wanted to get this bishop off too. And I traded down. And I guess my strategy for this game, I mean, it's been a while, so I don't remember the moves as freshly, but I think the plan was to trade down and try and win an endgame against a disgruntled pawn bunch. He's got 2 sets of doubled pawns, 2 open files, but I said maybe long term I can pull out a win. Might boost my confidence just to take a stronger rated player to an endgame. I don't know, but yeah, here's where I played. Oh, this is probably my first mistake of the game. I think up to this point, it was pretty clean. Maybe some small inaccuracies with my knight taking the bishop, but Engine didn't hate it. But this is the first move it hated, and it's just too early. My center is 2 pawns. His center is 4 pawns. I don't. Why trade off one of my center pawns and give it a 3-on-1? I don't know, but I think the reason I did it is because if you do it immediately, this is fine. Now he's got the doubled pawns over here, and I don't know. I just feel like his structure is a little bit weaker than mine. He's got an isolated pawn, but and you could either even this way, it leads to the same result. But really, it's just too early because a strong player realizes he doesn't need to take that pawn. If he takes, he can take either way or with the knight. Actually, taking with the knight leaves all the pawns happy. I don't know, but he just castled, which the computer actually wasn't thrilled about. But yeah, I think I pretty much. And then yeah, here's where another mistake I made: c6, which actually doesn't make much sense because if you think about it, like if if you look at this position right away, it might be hard to understand, but f4 is a pretty big prospect for white, and pretty much one of my best responses to it is d4. And basically the plan of playing this in reality, now that he hasn't taken, is that I can play d4. So it doesn't make sense to go and protect this pawn when it's going to be pushed anyways. But I guess I was just a little bit afraid of the open files and the knight and yeah, and all the pressure. But it was a mistake, and like I said, f4. I think this is when I realized the f file was really dangerous for him. But I played e4, and Engine said you can do this whole bonanza, and I think I was pretty happy with it. So opponent didn't opt in for that, even though Engine says equality. He decided to take, and yeah, it's safe to say that these pawns are scary, and I think my opponent's a little bit in the driver's seat here. Engine would agree, but my knight, what's it really doing? And I don't know, he has more space to use on the king side. His center is stronger, and all I really have is this nice pawn right here. But I did have this glimmer of hope because I figured a knight here wasn't very strong, giving me chances to go like this and maybe get some sort of counterattack on the queen side. And again, same thing here. I get this opportunity to kick the knight again, and if here I feel like it was just wasted move, maybe give me time to castle, consolidate on the king side. Queen gets a nice angle, but yeah, I didn't even. I think that's one of the big reasons why I actually played d4 in this position, just because I thought the knight didn't have a great spot to go, and I knew he didn't want to have to go into this whole line with takes, but yeah, then he just played knight b1, and I quickly realized here, and the knight's pretty damn good, so yeah, pretty sad. And at this point, I was using a ton of time, and I bet at this spot I was under 30 minutes on my clock, and my opponent had above an hour and 20. So it was pretty rough, especially given that my position is probably worse too, but what to do? I developed the queen, finally, looking ready the castle, queenside, and I guess I probably could. No, if I castle kingside, you're just objecting yourself to torture down the g file. But yeah, he gets ready to bring his knight to the promised land. And this was a mistake as well. I think I was just frustrated that my pony can't really do much, and I wanted to get it to a spot where it could maybe. But in all reality, I think I just have to realize that the knight does a good job as if ever this, and then I just instantly go here. I don't know though. But yeah, I don't think that was the smartest move. And he puts pressure on my pawn and forcing me to weaken my structure. I could have played rook g1 there. I'm not exactly sure why I didn't. I think maybe there was some future taking tactics, but I don't know. I was pretty reluctant to play this move. But and then he targets the pawn, and then this is where the point in the game where I got my brightest idea. I was like, oh, I've got an idea. And usually when I have an idea, I can't think of anything but the idea. So after a while, I just played it, and I castled. And after he took the pawn, he did take the pawn pretty quickly. And the whole point is now the knight jumps in, the queen's hit, and if the queen is to go back, and one of the main reasons I knew, like, yeah, he's trying to target the pawn, obviously. And Engine really wanted me to play c5 because I think d4 is strong. But I thought a big reason for him to bring the queen over here is to put pressure down this file and push this pawn. So when I did this, I thought he would go back to still go for this push, which would give me this spectacular move. Rook takes, and you can't take because the fork. GG. And if a move like this, you can get in, and it's saying it's pretty hard for white here to continue. I mean, white has a small edge, but it's crazy and chaotic, which would have brought the game into my court. And but unfortunately, the opponent did not go for this. He went there, and yeah, sadness. Pretty much brought a rook over. No funny business on the g file. He pushed, dropped my knight back. He brought his knight. Oh, yeah, prophylaxis. Didn't want my knight to get to a happy square. I feel like it would have been quite happy to be able to do things here. So prophylaxis first, and then fancy maneuver. Can't take, but in all reality, it's just fancy is all it is. What is my rook really doing here? I at least tried to justify it now that he can take. So I tried to justify it. I didn't want to move back. I brought it over and said maybe it'll be useful over here. And I think he pushed his e-pawn. Yeah, this is to get this. That's why I slid my rook over to the d file. Make sure at least it's being hit if it needs to be taken. I knew at this point this wasn't good. He played like a weird move here. And yeah, I mean, I guess it's fine, just being patient. But yeah, here another weird move. I went king b8, get out of the check finally, but there's some ideas to like go there or something. Yeah, another weird move by my opponent, but eventually it all just crumbled down. And I hit the queen here, drops back, and he finally stops defending this pawn. There was all sorts of lines there, but it was all just a stare down for a little bit there. And I took, and biggest mistake of the game so far because he could have just pushed, and yeah, this rook is completely cut off. There's nothing I can do to save this. You can think and try all you want, but that rook is gone. And he didn't see it. And in response, I took, and then he blundered. And I didn't see it. I mean, just the easiest move in the world. And I was really low on time at this moment, but I mean, I don't know. That was really rough. And I pretty much instantly saw it after I played whatever move I played. Yeah, I played rook here. I mean, my rook was hit. I was low on time, and I don't know. I just missed it. It was really bad. This game was probably the sloppiest of the tournament, sloppiest player I played, and sloppiest performance I had. It's the last round. We were probably both tired, but pretty inexcusable here. I mean, and then the rest of the game, I was honestly just so mad that I kind of just lost it all. And I mean, here was, I think opponent moved here, and then I thought for an insane amount of time, pretty much the rest of my time, I think like 9 minutes, and with 30 seconds left, I realized that, yeah, I can't stop these pawns. And I resigned. And it was a tough game, but, yeah, I think the reason I haven't made this video yet is because it hurt pretty bad. I was pretty upset with myself after this game. Yeah, I don't know what to say. I was just devastated that I missed those tactics, and I just felt like one unfortunate thing after another in this game, honestly. And I got pretty tilted, so I was pretty happy the tournament was over and that I could go enjoy the rest of my vacation. But yeah, that's it. That's the game. Honestly, pretty boring and not very fun to watch, play, or think about.